Okay, so we're talking about how to end the year with mega sales in our business. If this sounds like something you would like to experience, can you type in the chat box mega? If you'd like to end the year with mega sales in your business, can you type in the chat box mega? I just want to know that we're here, we're following, and we're good to go on this conversation. Okay, I can see we have, all right, okay, awesome. Yeah, so I want to talk about this topic for two reasons. One reason is the fact that some people in their minds have already shut down for the year. And I'm wondering, are you kidding me? Some people have already said, oh, no, yeah, nothing much can happen in the course of the year. And I'm wondering, oh my goodness. And I don't even want to imagine and explain some of the things that I experienced in the course of this last week that show that, man, it's not over until you decide that I'm not going to do anything about my business. Okay, in the course of this year, for example, in the course of this week, for example, I got openings into 2 or 3 different locations about my business. Got people interested who are interested in doing my business. Someone to distribute the products. Someone to, they're excited about it. Got an opportunity to talk to a group consistently about the products, got a lead to another organization because I walked up to somebody and I shared the benefits of the products and I gave the person a free bottle of the products. So, so much is available, but our mindset and our readiness and our expectation determines what we experience. Okay, and that's what I want to share with us today, how to end the year with mega sales in your business. Okay, now I'll just ask this quick question. How do you feel? For example, from time to time, some of us do that. Okay, you share about your product to somebody, or you share about the business with somebody, and the person goes silent. How do you feel? After you have finished talking, oh, this product is good, it does this, and blah, blah, blah. And after you have finished talking, the person just goes silent. What do you do? Can we have somebody just tell us, how do you feel? Okay, the person asks questions about products, you answer the questions, everything you have, everything the person asks, you have answered all the questions, and then the person goes silent. What do you do? How do you feel? How do you feel when I feel weak. I feel discouraged. I like that. It's so disappointing. But I have good news for you today. Do you know that the silence of your prospects, the silence of your prospects is not no? Do you know that we individually are the ones that interpret their silence as no? I'll show you something. I want you to follow me on the journey. In the next 10 minutes, I want to show you some very interesting things that you need to pay attention to. Do you know that when your prospect keeps quiet is one of a few things? One of those things, of course, I wrote here, some of us are anxious, we're apprehensive. Someone says disappointing, different things like that. I feel discouraged. But do you know that many times when your prospect keeps quiet, your prospect is waiting for you to close? Your prospect is waiting for you to close the deal. Do you know that? Do you know that your prospect is waiting to be led or pushed to get started? So you don't just answer the question, blah, blah, blah. What we are going to do, you need to go ahead and take the next steps to close that sale. And I'll show you, I need you to follow me as I take you on this journey. So don't feel disappointed. The prospect has not said no. I need us to know as business people, except a person says no, the person has not said no. So when a person keeps quiet, you need to take that as a cue for a few things. And I want us to just look at this next slide very quickly. Okay, at the foundation of closing is what I call follow-up. And follow-up is so important. Many times we talk to somebody about our business and whatever, and the person goes quiet and we just give up. Do you know that follow-up is more important than we know? I'll just put you through some sales statistics very quickly. Do you know that 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect? It means that they share with the person and the person says nothing and they will walk away. 48%. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and then they stop. So that means 25% of people go ahead and contact people and say, that thing I spoke to you about now, how far? After the second time, they stop. Do you know that 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop? I'm sure someone will think, 3 contacts, I don't try now. No, that's not how it works. That is not how it works. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and they stop. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Only 10%. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Let's look at this next few statistics and it will shock you really, literally. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. That means those times that you make a sale on your first contact is a 2% chance. But you know what many of us do? When we see that 2%, we are like, it should be happening like this every time. But it's a 2% chance. So when it happens to you like that, it's not the norm. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. Can you see the difference between the first sale and the second sale? The first contact and the second contact is a very minute one. 5% of sales are made on the third contact. 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. Guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? 80% of sales. This is statistics, data. Can we now see the reason why many times we are not successful in making sales? Because by the second time, with a few of us, maybe the third time, we already gave up. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. Can you just imagine that, guys? Okay, that shows you the power of follow. So when I share with somebody and the person doesn't say anything and I'm disappointed and I'm discouraged, can you say, I've not even entered 2%? I've not even entered, do you understand? So it's pointless wasting my energy and being discouraged or feeling bad because there's still a lot that can happen in the name of follow. Do you know, sometimes the reason why some people don't even take advantage or respond to what you're saying is because they're going through a lot at that time. They can't even process what you're talking about. Sometimes some people want to do it, but they don't have the finances to do that. And that's not going to be their permanent situation. They're going to have money and then they're going to be ready. And when they are ready to come with you, will you be there? Will you still be in their faces? So those are the things. 80% of sales happen between the 5th and the 12th contact. It will shock you, really, literally. Okay, and I want us to quickly also look at this. Common blocks to closing a sale. What are the things that can prevent us from being able to effectively close a sale? I have 4 things here. Number 1 is fear. We are afraid that the person will say no. We are afraid of being rejected or something like that. Okay, and if a person rejects what I'm offering, yeah, the person rejects it. It doesn't stick on me. All right, I move. Okay, and I can handle objections and things like that. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so fear is a block for closing a sale. Sometimes we don't even go ahead to make that proposal or proposition because we're afraid. The second one is very much like it, lack of confidence. You're not even confident in what you're talking about. So you go and talk to them, but the way you're talking about what you're offering, you're sounding very needy. You're sounding like, just help me. So that the money that I make from this, after I make it, I'll go and do this and that. You're not even sounding confident. You don't sound like a consultant, somebody that is available to give solution to what somebody needs. So lack of confidence. Number 3 is assuming that the customer needs more time. And you know, some of these things are just assumptions. Just assume that, okay, this customer will need more time. So if I tell, okay, come and sign up with the gold pack, come on, but they're going to get this, this, and this, we just leave them alone. And just assume that that 140 that I've told the person, this person will need more time. Who told you that the person will need more time? Who told you that the person cannot transfer the money to you right at the moment? So we need to ask leading questions so that we can get to overcome those blocks that prevent us from closing a sale. So there's no assumption. In selling, it's always good to communicate. No, there's no need to assume. Okay, don't assume for the person. Ask questions. Let the person be the one to tell you, oh, I don't have money at this time. And then you go ahead and ask, so when will be a good time to follow up with you? When will be a good time to do this? Don't assume as far as sales is concerned. And number 4, not wanting to appear pushy. Sometimes we feel that when we follow up, we are being pushy. The truth is that people want to be led to make a decision. But that's why adverts and all those kind of things are geared towards pushing people to take action in the direction of what they really want. Sometimes people don't even have the courage to do the things that will benefit them. So, and that's where you and I come in. Okay, you're not being pushy. After they have used the products, they are going to benefit from it and they're going to thank you for it. And then you'll be like, oh, what if I had not insisted? You know, so being pushy, appearing pushy is not a reason. All right. Okay. And like I was saying, closing is a make or break in sales. Closing is a make or break in sales, because after talking and presenting your product, ISO certified, halal certified, FDA, this and that, and all of that, and you don't close the sale, then you don't make the money. Okay. And in closing a sale, choosing the right things to say after sharing your opportunity is so important. Choosing the right things to say is so important. And then what you say is likely giving the final verdict and determines whether or not your efforts will amount to anything at all. So sometimes we have delivered a fantastic speech, a fantastic explanation about what we have to offer, and then we just make a statement and say, I know that things are hard in the country. The person did not tell you that things are hard for him or how. The person did not tell you that. After you have said, oh, I know the situation of the country is not, it's not okay. I will understand if you don't have the money now to buy, but just try. So by yourself, you have, if the person wanted to pay today, you have by yourself said, I know that you're not going to pay today. So we sabotage that process by the things that we say in closing after delivering a beautiful proposal, you know. And it's so important. And it's one reason why I like the green community. We have an opportunity to learn, you know, and you know, to be more effective people in getting things done. And some types of closes. There are some types of closes that will be valuable for us in doing our business. Number one is now or never closes. Create a sense of urgency and help the prospect overcome inertia. We know that inertia is being able to taking the first step is usually difficult for most people. So you want to help them to make that decision, for example, by adding what do they call it? A phrase of now or never, by saying that if you do this now, you know, you have this opportunity. That is also a way to help them make a move, so that they feel that if I don't do it now, you know, I may miss out on something. So there's a now or never closes. Number two is offering a gift to the person if he comes on board that day. I do this a lot. I remember just, I think 2 weeks ago, so somebody signed up in Delta, and I told him, if you come on board, he just said, I said, if you come on board now, I'm going to give you a gift. You know, he's all the way in Delta. So he got a carton of the bitters, and I said, I'm going to give you a fantastic gift if you come on board. So he paid, and I sent him one fire. I know after that, he's ordering for fire, ordering for fat burner, and all of that. If I didn't send him that fire, that would not open up his business. And if I didn't tell him about that gift, he won't come on board then. So now he's working on getting his business to Kaduna, Katsina. He has asked me about, is it Taraba now or wherever? You know, he's really driven and wants to really drive his business. So offering a gift to somebody, if they come on board that day, also works phenomenally. Don't think, I would not give person this whole gift. You'll be shocked the door you are opening to your business. Okay, so those things really, really help. Okay, if the person defers to a later date and says, I can't pay now, I will not be able to pay now, get a date, ask and say, okay, if you can't pay now, would you be able to pay by the end of the month? Okay, and tell the person you will check up on them by that date that they said. Those are ways to close. You don't just leave things hanging and say, so I'm going to do my part to be deliberate in ensuring that I close sales. That way I'm going to make phenomenal things happen for my business. Okay, and these are examples of summary closes, ways to close. Okay, reiterate the value of the opportunity, you know, by sharing the fact that, you know, the green community is this, you have this value, you know, this, all of those things you have said, just summarize it and ask the person a few questions. Give the person the link to sign up and ask if the person has done that. I do that a lot. Okay, when the person is doing a slow motion, this and that, I send the person the link. I tell them to fill it. I said, I've not seen that you fill the form. So, okay, please go ahead and fill it. Okay, so they'll go ahead and fill it. I asked if the person has done that. Which of the packages would you like to start with? Is also a very, very important question to ask. Okay, whether in helping lives or in green community. For helping lives, for those who are not able to start with 40,000 and above, they can start with the bottle play. They can start with as low as 5,000 or 7,500 to get on board. So you ask them, which of the packages would you be starting with? Okay, I also ask a lot, how do you want your product? Do you want it delivered or you want to pick it up? I always do that. Ask them so that I'm prodding them. I'm prodding them to make one commitment after the other. I'm helping them overcome inertia. I do this a lot. Okay, so now another way to get them to pay. The company has different banks it uses. Do you have a preferred bank? Or so that I can give you the details to you? Or do you have so bank where you are? The company has this bank, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Then the final question, how do you want to pay? Do you want to do a transfer, or do you want to pay cash, that kind of thing? So those ways are so important, very, very important. This last week now, for example, I just finished, I participated with one of my team members in a fair. And I saw so many people. I just went around, networked with some other people who were showcasing, exhibiting at the fair. And I saw how people missed opportunities, really, literally, to be able to close sales for their business. They just, I have this and that, so nothing. They are not even following you up. They're not saying, which one do you want to pick? Should I add this one? They're not, and they will come and complain. I remember the second day, some of them were just lamenting, complaining. We're not even making sales. It's not going to happen that way. You will rise up and make those conversations. You network, ask them questions, which one do you want to pick? You are going to actively be involved in the process of making the sales. That's how it works. Okay. And I saw so many things that we've been learning here in the green community coming very valuable, really, at the fair. Okay. For example, from that fair, I got a link to somebody in Gambia who I'm going to contact tomorrow. Got a link to Abuja. Got a link to got a link to a few places, to Ghana. I met a lady in Ghana, give her complimentary products. And we're already talking business. So all of those things, you actively get yourself out there, make those conversations, and get things towards making a sale. Okay. So what are the next steps here? If you are here looking, okay, I have this goal, what I wanted to achieve this year, and I'm so far from it. What are the things that I need to begin to do? Okay. You need to go back to your list. Look at the people that you started conversations with, and then things just went quiet. Okay, go to that list and dust up those hanging conversations and drive towards closure. Drive them towards closure. Okay, after chit-chatting them, remind them that you have a pending business discussion. So that means you're not just the boss and say, I've been talking to you about this. So just check on them. How are you doing? We thank God for this. Have those conversations. Then, I'm say, this business that we've been talking about, how far? After you have said how far, don't say anything again. Use silence to an advantage in closing. Learn to pause. If you are still with me this evening, I want you to type in the chat box, learn to pause. And that is one thing many of us are guilty of. We just want to talk, want to do all the talking. You know that when you keep quiet and wait for your prospects to respond, even the prospects will feel under pressure to say something. It works like magic. You'll be surprised. Learn to use silence to your advantage. Silence is very powerful. It's a very powerful tool. When you have asked your prospect how far with our business talk and you keep quiet, you have put the person literally on the spot. The person will say, yes, so it's true. I said I was going to pay end of September. I said, yes, so that's what you said. So that's why I just said, let me just remind you. And you keep quiet. How far? That's where the person knows that he needs to make the payment or make another commitment. Those things work, guys. It works. Those things work. When you talk hurriedly, you may shortchange yourself. You really may shortchange yourself. Sometimes because you want to talk, maybe you already told the person, okay, platinum pack is what you want to come in with. And then after I talk, the person didn't respond, and then you bust the person again and say, okay, I know I told you that it's platinum pack you should do, but yeah, at least even if it's silver pack, even if it's silver, just do something, just do something. No, don't need to be in a hurry. Use silence to an advantage. Present to them what they said they were going to do. Wait and pause, and you'll be amazed, at how you can use that silence to an advantage. Okay, and if they push you to another date, get a commitment for another date and follow up again. That's how it works. That's how to get things done. Okay, and in actual fact, as I wrap up this part of the conversation, I just bring us through a quick run through about the green community and helping lives. I'd like to say this: you don't close a sale. You really don't close a sale. You open a relationship if you want to build a long-term successful enterprise. And this is so powerful for me because even this last week alone, in the exhibition that I had, I made a lot of contacts. And those contacts, for me, they transcend business. We're going to do big business together, I believe, but so much is going to come out from there. We're going to build relationships. So when we're talking about making sales and all of that, it's just a door, really, a door into phenomenal relationships. And then it gives you an opportunity to be able to build a long-term. And when you are not short-term, when you are thinking long-term, and you're relating with your prospects that way, you're able to build a successful enterprise. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say that it's important to ensure that we close our sales properly. Okay. And if you take advantage of these things, they will help you to be able to have a truly, truly phenomenal year. I don't know whether we have any guests in the house. I just want to show a few things about the green community and helping lives in the next few minutes. In the next few minutes. Okay, do we have any guests in the house? Any guests in the house?